Hey guys, so I'm making this video because earlier today I was watching this YouTube channel. I forgot which one. It doesn't really matter. Um, the comment is what I see on every single one of any video. It's always something like, "Hey, I'm 20 something years old. Is it too late to learn how to code?" And I don't get it. I truly don't get it. Like unless you're trying to be an athlete, uh, like a professional, like anything, basketball, football, an Olympian, trying to get a gold medal in something. In that field, it makes sense because you have a window of your prime, right? Because you're battling your body in that instance, okay? Not just your mind, but your body, okay? So it makes sense in that space. You have between this age and this stage to accomplish your goals. If not, you have almost no chance of accomplishing your goals, okay? Makes sense. But in the software field, in the tech field, what does it matter how old you are? Like, and especially when I see these like people who say, "Hey, I'm 20 years old. Is it too late?" It's like, what? Like, I learned how to code when I was 2 years ago. When I was like, I think 35ish. I think I'm 37 now. I'm not even sure anymore. But it was 2 years ago. I'm either 30. I'm 36 or around there. I forget. After 30, you don't even count the years anymore. But that mindset never crossed my mind ever. Like I would just do whatever interests me. I just do it. The money will come in almost anything you do that you have a passion for because you're gonna be working on that passion like 24/7 because you're addicted to it because you love doing it. And I know that I've always known that from this early start. Okay, so unless you're an athlete, like that makes no sense because think about it like this: if you were to replace the word code with any other word, any other task or hobby or whatever it may be, any other skill, it would make zero sense. Think about it for a second. If you were to say something like, "Hey, I'm 20 something years old. Am I too old to learn how to change a tire? To play the keyboard?" You would never say that. It would make no sense. You would look silly as fuck. You just would never say that, right? So it makes no sense. Now, I thought about it and I was like, why are these people saying this for? And I was thinking, okay, maybe they're saying, hey, like, is there ageism in tech? Am I going to have an issue getting a job in this field because of how old I am? Pretend you're a business owner, okay? And you're trying to hire another dev. And you're like, okay, you have two options. You have a 22-year-old fresh out of college, no responsibilities, no wife, no kids, no nothing, no bills because he most likely lives with his mom, okay? Then you have another guy, who's 40 years old, has a wife, two kids, a mortgage, a dog, the whole nine, right? And if they're of equal skill set, who would you choose? You would choose the younger guy. You know why? Because there's more possibility for that guy. Because the guy who has all this responsibility, the guy with the family, on Saturdays, he's not going to be able to come in. It's like, no, I got to go. I got my kids. Who do you think is going to take it easy? Who do you think is going to be willing to do it? The younger guy. Because the younger guy doesn't have a lot of responsibility. So naturally, when you have to make a decision to hire someone, and they're of both equal skill, the 22-year-old no responsibility, and the 40-year-old with tons of responsibility, you're going to choose the younger guy. Is that ageism? I don't know if that's ageism or not, because I don't like think about that stuff. But I think it plays a role. Now, does it mean you are never going to get hired just because you're 40 years old? I don't think that's the case. But as far as like ageism and that little factor, I would assume that plays a role in almost any business, not just the tech industry. It just makes common sense. Someone who has less responsibility is going to have more time on their hands. I, for example, am around 36 to 37 years old. I forget. I was born in 83, so let's say it's 83 to 2020. I'm going to be 37 this year. Okay? So I started to learn how to code 2 years ago. Okay? So around 35 years old. I never thought that in my mind. Like it never played a role. Originally, I didn't learn how to code just to get a job. I was genuinely just interested in it. And even if I was planning to get a job in this field, if that was my goal from the start, I still wouldn't think of myself as old. I just don't. Like 35 is young to me. I feel good. I think age is also like sort of how you feel. If you think 35 or 40 is old, maybe you physically you are messed up. Maybe you need to go for a jog. Maybe you need to eat better. Maybe you need to go to the gym, right? Something like that. Because I'm 37. I don't feel old. I feel young. I feel super young. Maybe that's because most of my life I've done what I wanted to do. I didn't have a boss fucking just like having to deal with that stress. Maybe that's part of it. Because the majority of my life was uh, self-made. Like I played poker for a living the majority of my life. So I didn't. It was a different kind of stress. It's still super stressful job, but it wasn't. It wasn't like someone was on my back 24/7. I had to deal with that. It was a different kind of stress. Okay. Maybe it's that. That's the reason why I feel like I don't know. You tell me. If you're 35, 37, do you feel old? Like I don't. I feel young. Um, and so yeah, and as far as like if you are not grasping the concepts, don't blame it on your age. See how much time you're actually spending learning this stuff. Okay? Are you spending 1 hour a day? That's probably the reason why you're not learning this stuff quickly. Are you spending 10 hours a day and you're still not getting it? Maybe the resources you found are just not good. Maybe you need to find different resources. Maybe you need to find a good YouTuber that clicks with you. Maybe you need to buy a course for $10 on Udemy that's from an instructor that explains it in a way that you get it fast. Maybe you need to read articles or read a book. Maybe change that if you're not getting it fast. Okay? There could be other factors involved. And don't compare yourself to others. You're gonna see on like the chats and comments, hey, I studied for 3 months and I got a job. But what you don't know is this, right? A lot of people lie. They just do, right? Because I've seen this before, okay? I've seen people say, hey, I joined so-so's course and in 3 months I got a job and blah, blah, blah. Then I start to poke around on that username and I say, hey, this guy saved to his playlist on YouTube like a Python video fucking 3 years ago and then a Java video. This guy has been around programming. Maybe he wasn't doing it on a daily. Maybe he took a break for 6 months or whatever, but he's not from 0 to 3 months and then got a job. No, no, no. This guy did it for a little bit, quit, did it for a little bit, quit, and so on. So it's not a legit 0 to 3 months, okay? So don't get stuck on when you see that and get discouraged and think, oh, I'm an idiot. I've been doing it for 6 months or a year and I still haven't got a job or I still don't understand these concepts. How does this guy know so much stuff in 3 months? Nah, just don't put that in your, because in my head I would see that sometimes. I was like, eventually I poked around a little bit. Oh, this guy's, you're exaggerating a little bit, as most people do on the internet. Okay, so don't get discouraged. You might also, if you have a friend that's also on the same path as you and he gets a job first, or you see that he's grasping the concepts much faster than you are, that's life. You know, some people are born a little bit smarter than other people. It is what it is. Like some people have a natural ability in coding, just like in any other skill. Just like even like athletes, people are just born more athletic than someone else. They're just. I had a friend. I was a fifth grade. Okay, he would smoke people in high school who were super fast. Okay, smoke them. He was just naturally built. He was naturally more athletic. He wasn't a super big guy, but he was just naturally more athletic. It's just genetics. So if that can happen in athletics, it could also happen mentally. There's people who could just grasp, certain concepts in tech easier than you. It just is. It is what it is. You're just gonna have to work harder. That's it. You may not ever get to that person's level. Like that guy might be elite, but you can get pretty damn good. And pretty damn good, like you can still make a lot of money in that. And what's more, you do something you enjoy. So my advice would be pick a lane in this field, go with it. Try it out, see if you like it. Now, before you start, whatever it is you're trying to do, if it's web dev, game dev, whatever it is, design, Google the top people in that field and see what the consensus is as to what path you should go on. You don't want to waste time, and you don't know anything, right? You don't know what you don't know, okay? See if, like example in web dev, if everyone is saying, hey, start with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. If everyone is saying that, then do that, okay? Don't waste your time with other stuff. So yeah, don't quit. eventually you will get to where you want to get to. Whether it takes 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. I mean, it shouldn't take 5 years, but I'm saying that eventually you will get there, and time flies. Before you know it, a year or 2 years has passed by. Before you know it, all of you right now are like, hey, New Year's resolution, I'm going to lose 30 pounds this year. And you've been saying that for the past 5 years. Time flies. So don't worry about how fast you can get a job. Just learn what you want to learn and get good at it. You know, there's no reason why you can't get good at something if you just practice it every day. All right, guys.